Well, hi again, everybody. This is all the stuff that I posted from my last video, and I realized as I was watching it that I forgot to show this one here. I had it sitting there, but I didn't pick it up. And this one particularly fascinates me. I actually thought it was a drill base at first, because it looks like it's started turning in there, but if you look closely, it is flat there. It's broken off, and I think it's broken right there as well. And so that makes me think it's maybe the base of like an agate basin or a Sedalia, one of those spear type points. But I thought I would just record it and ask someone out there to maybe post a little tutorial video on how to identify those kind of points, because I'm not sure that I have a real good grasp on it. Let me show you one here. This bad boy is, I would say, one of the two most heartbreakers of my artifact hunting career, which hasn't been very long really, but man, do I wish that thing was whole. But I call that an agate basin, and when I think agate basin, I think of just really fine flaking, fine workmanship. You can see that's just, to me, that's just amazing. Very thin, sharp edges. The Sedalias that I've seen seem to me, at least, that they're thicker, they're heavier, they're maybe a little rougher. And that's just what I've had in my mind, but I could be wrong about that. I'd like somebody to tell me if I'm right or wrong, or if there's any other identifying characteristics. I tend to think of the ones that have this kind of turned-in base as being agates, and a straight-across base as being a Sedalia. But I could be wrong about that. I've looked up a lot of pictures and seen things that people are calling agates that have the straight bases, and things that people are calling Sedalias having the turned-in bases. I love the yellow flint on this thing too. It's just amazing. But anyway, I'll show you one more here. This is probably one of my absolute favorites of my personal finds. I would call that an agate basin blunt, because it's definitely been blunted off. But, I'm sure it went to a point at one time. You can see it's actually kind of translucent too. But it's been blunted off. And I wish it went to a point, but either way, that's a pretty awesome point to me. But again, it's got just that real fine, precise flaking. And that turned in base that I would label it as an agate basin. But I would love you guys to tell me if I'm right or wrong about that, and if there's something else I should be looking for. But while I'm going on these, and I said that this one here was one of the two heartbreakers of my artifact hunting career, I'd like to show you the other one, which is that bad boy right there. And I don't need anybody to tell me what that is. I know exactly what that is. Man, do I wish that thing was complete. It's the only piece of a Dalton that I've ever found. You can see it's got quite a bevel to it. But I love the points that are made out of that dark flint, that black stuff. I have a couple whole points that are made out of that, and I just love them. To have a black Dalton would have been just amazing. But that's the way it goes, isn't it? All three of these right here came from the same site, and came from actually a pretty small area. And it's a site that if I post stuff I have found from there, I'll call it the Owl's Nest to avoid revealing its identity. because it's a public place, a very well-known public place in my area, and I don't have permission to dig there or anything. But not long ago, they did some excavation when they were renovating, and I was able to go down and look through the piles of dirt that they pushed up, and I found quite a bit of stuff. And I think I was the first one down there because I live right next to it, and it wasn't long before many other people were down there looking too. So the secret got out quick. It's a site that has a cave on it, and it has a spring. So I always keep my eye on it. If I ever see them pushing up dirt again, I'll be the first one down there looking through there. But eventually, at some point, on a future video, I'll post some of my other favorite finds from there and from other places. But if any of you would, like I said, just like to post a little video and kind of give a little advice on the differences between those type of points, that would be awesome. And until next time, thanks for watching. I'll see you on YouTube.